No, this is the first time like I've ever actually told this story.
No way.
I did this sermon and I said, everybody's judging celebrities. We need to pray for celebrities. And I just began to pray for him, like in my own private time. But it wasn't like I'm praying to meet him. Like I'm praying for you. So they started doing the Sunday services and all the clips start going viral and all the different things like that. And they mixing old Fred Hammond songs, and music director Jason White comes in. He said, Mike Todd. Then all the choir members, I found out they were Transformation Nation. They had been watching on the road. I'm so low key. God told me a long time ago, like, don't try to meet anybody. I'll bring everybody that you need to meet to you. Kanye's moving around, the people doing stuff, and my man starts to walk out, and he looks over, and he says, Mike Todd, and he like comes through the crowd and daps me up. We literally get in a police escort, like me and my wife. They're going to the tarmac to fly out on an aeroplane. This is not a jet. And he's like, come with me to Cali. Like it was like a car ride. And I looked at my wife, and she was like, he's like, if you can make it to Sunday service this Sunday, this was like a Wednesday. And he's like, I want you to preach. And I was like, I'm there. Sunday morning, I preached. I got on a plane. We go to the forum. This man gives me 30 minutes to just preach to the forum. And like, bro, I just let it rip. And for the next 3 weeks, he was like, you the only one that I want to preach at this for the next couple weeks. So I would literally preach on Sunday morning and fly to California.
Wow. So, I mean, I think two things came to mind, right? Do you feel like where that scripture talks about your gift will make room for you, is that this?
I would say no. That's just opportunity right there.
Yeah.
That's what's the word?
Fanboy.
Fan. There
No, but
Thank
okay,
you.
let's give Mike. Let's give Mike Todd.
And I'm not hating on him because
Yeah.
I don't know the dude. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't really listen to him, to be totally honest. I'm
Gotcha.
familiar,
Yeah.
but I don't know much about him outside of the narratives that I do hear. But yeah, no, I wouldn't say.
I would.
You wouldn't say that. The reason I'm saying that because I'm like, he's saying I didn't do anything.
No, I get it.
I just
but-
prayed for this brother.
But a lot
and
of
then,
people say that. You know what I'm saying?
I would have skipped the whole. He flies us out on the tarmac. We get in the police escort.
I get the
would've just
excitement
been
part
of
of the
that.
story.
That's part of the story.
part of the
I'm
story,
excited
but
by it.
that's the part that makes it sound like he's fanboying. You know what I'm saying? Like I would have, if I had told the story, if it happened to me, and I was telling the story, it would have been Like I tell that story all the time about how my mentor, when I finally got my first job, it was just like a job offer, but I didn't go into the details of what actually happened. It was an elaborate situation that happened. So I feel like if you're telling the story, you're telling the story to get people to go, ooh, wow, versus there's people in Transformation Nation that know him, and he invited me out to preach, and I preached for 30 minutes, and he asked me to come out a couple of weeks prior.
So y'all don't like the flash. That's what you don't like. You don't like the flashy, the traveling, the blah blah blah. You think he should have went straight to like.
Well, because at
he
that
saw
point,
me, we talked, and he asked me to come preach, and I preached, and I did so well that they asked me to come back.
Yeah, because at that point, you're telling the story to kind of glorify who Kanye is and what he has. You know what I'm saying? Private jets, police escorts, stuff like that. To me, that just is part of the story.
I know we have some mixed feelings about Michael Todd. I didn't have a super strong reaction to this one. It was just like, okay, yeah, you told the story about how you met Kanye.
Yeah.
I don't know how great that is now.
Especially if you come out with an album.
I don't know how proud I would be now, but I mean, he did preach at Sunday service, so I mean, you have to tell the story of how you got there. He was explaining the photo that he had next to the plane.
Yeah.
So to me, it all made sense why he said everything he said. I wasn't too mad about it. I think it's more so. I know Kanye represents. If anybody was a fanboy, it would be me, right? Because he was my favorite artist for so long. But because of what I'm seeing recently, it's like it puts you back into perspective how much you're not supposed to do that.
Fanboy people,
because he's not anything to be like
admired,
revered, or admired. He's really good at a thing, right? Yeah. That's awesome. You guys are really good at stuff too. It's
I'm gonna fly you out next week.
It really doesn't matter. The celebrity really doesn't matter, and it's really hard for, I think, Americans especially to really understand that it does not matter.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's really hard to come across.
I think for me, when he said what he said, I think he was like, I'm just praying for this dude. If I met him, but God was like, yo, I don't want to don't fan out for nobody. I'll bring people to you, if whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like on his heart to be like, I gotta get me Kanye. I gotta meet Kanye.
Yeah.
It was just like, I'm just praying for him.
Was he praying in public for him or
no,
in
he
private?
said in
private. Yeah.
He said in private. He said he was praying for him, and he said he wasn't praying to meet him or anything like that. He said that in the thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't think he said anything wrong in this. I think we have previous issues with him.
I think that's the problem. I think
that.
that's a lot of problem with a lot of people is like you always have problems with what they previously said. So when they say something else, it's crazy.